You need to understand that everything you do at the poker table conveys information. Woohoo, baby. I love it.
On today's news show that does not have a name, the Super High Roller Bowl 300K is back. Dan Negreanu, near the chip lead, put on a show yesterday by making one of the sickest folds that we've seen this month, and we're going to talk more about it. Dan Negreanu's Masterclass ads have gotten out of control on YouTube, and they must be stopped. This guy puts up his hood every single time at the poker table during a hand, and this guy must be stopped. Live at the Bike set a record for viewers with its $1 million cash game last Friday. Matt Berkey put on a show. We're going to talk more about that, talk about Live at the Bike's success. And finally, a lady went viral by being creepily recorded at the poker table, talking shit about people in poker. Everyone seemed to love it. We're going to talk more about her in our final story. This is poker. All right, our top story for the night. The $300,000 Super High Roller Bowl is back on Poker Go. Yesterday was day one of the event, and we had two big stories from the event. First is this guy right here, and we are certainly going to talk about this, and this must be stopped. And second, Kid Poker, Dan Negreanu's back up to his old antics. He's in love. He's playing on a different solver right now, and he's certainly putting on a show yesterday in terms of the antics, in terms of the table talk, in terms of the jumping around, doing a bunch of weird kind of Kid Poker kind of shit at the table. And he had the moment of the day in a hand that he played against Makita Batsakuski. This hand had everybody talking on Twitter, over on Instagram, on YouTube. And if you guys are looking to watch the event, remember, it's on Poker Go. You got to pay for it. Unfortunately, if you want to use my promo code Joey, you can save a little bit of money. If not, you don't have to save any money as well, too. Also going to be doing extra coverage of this event through podcast tomorrow. My buddy Matt Berkey talking about this and the Live at the Bike cash game. Phil Galfond on Thursday going over that final table. And Friday with my man Dan Smith. And hopefully Dan wins the event. And that would be a pretty epic podcast. I'm also tweeting up a lot on my Twitter at JoeyIngram1, trying to just create more discussion, more conversation about the event. So if you want to follow along with that as well, to have more of a discussion, you can go ahead and do that too. So with the hand right here, we're going to show a little bit of the hand. We're not going to play out the full hand in this specific video. So Daniel raises under the gun +1 with a Jack-10 suited. Beautiful hand. I like what I see. Makita flat calls with the pocket nines in behind. I like that. You guys know we love flat calling around here. Shout out Gavin Smith. Flop comes down 6, 7, 8. Daniel's doing his dance. He's talking a lot at this point in time. He c-bets. Makita raises with the pocket nines. Got the blockers. Got the future set draw. He has the open and straight draw as well, too. Daniel calls. He's got the gutter, 2 overs. Why not? No gamble, no future. Love solver says put it in there. Give it a call. Turn. Bingo. The 9. Daniel jumps up and down. He's like, I don't know. He's like a fucking 3-year-old in a bouncy house out there. So he hits the straight. He checks. Makita checks back the full house. Makita checks back the set. River, foreshadowing, Makita makes the full house on the river. The 8 pairs the board. Daniel checks. Batsakuski goes for the overbet, 60K and a 45K. Now, if you want to see this full hand, guys, it's on Poker Girl's YouTube channel. I want to cover a few topics in the video, so we're just going to show a little bit of this hand here. Negreanu goes in the tank forever. Tanks down, tanks down, takes down. And you guys know, Dan Negreanu, from years past, he would call out his hand, and then he would call. But this time, Negreanu makes the incredible fold out there. People on Twitter were going a little crazy. The clip was posted out there. It's got about 80,000 views just on Twitter alone of the fold. The fans were really, really enjoying seeing Kid Poker not only put on his classic show at the table and talking, and dear God, actually fucking socializing at the table, but also making some very high-level play. And I believe he is the chip leader going into day 2. But not everybody out there was maybe pleased with the hand that took place. My buddy Doug Polk tweeted this out this morning. Results-oriented thinking penetrates into all areas of society. Whether it's an investment decision, analyzing a poker hand, or just watching sports. Analyze the decision separate from the outcome. Praising defeat and criticizing victory are essential tools for critical thinking. Now it sounds like what he's saying to me is he's saying that we shouldn't be going crazy over this fold from Daniel. And it sounds to me like you're saying it was a pretty bad fold. Definitely going to be curious what some of you guys out there think about this hand. It's the one that got people talking out there. Overall, it was a very fun day. Enjoyed seeing Daniel at the feature table. Commentary was stellar as always. The Super High Roller Bowl seems to struggle with getting a camera set up on those outer tables, though. Sometimes they were all into the outer tables, and we had no idea what's happening. I'm more than happy to go down the street here, guys, and I'll hold the goddamn camera above those outer tables so we can capture what the hands they actually have are. Let me know I'm right here. I'll be down there in 10 minutes, all right? The second big thing that got people talking was this guy, Christian Vogelsang, who we've seen in the past, longtime high-stakes player, high-stakes cash game guy. Every time he was in a hand, he's putting up the hood and, doing this. And I put up on Twitter, I said, do we got to put a stop to this? Do people like this? Is this what we want to see? Is this good for, what do people out there think? And feedback out there turned out to be saying that we shouldn't be at the poker table and have to be, the guy puts up this and he's like fucking covered up. Most of the comments were saying that we should get rid of this at the table. Some of the comments out there said, people should be able to wear what they want to wear. But I think what happens is that when you have somebody at the top here, one of the top players doing this, then this just trickles down. And now we're going to be playing 1-2 at the fucking win. Some guy's putting his hood up every hand. I don't know. Does that seem appealing? Is that what people want? If I go sit down at the table, I'm an amateur player, and I see some fucking dude putting his hood up every time, not saying a word, I don't know. I can't say that's going to be fun for me personally. Maybe some of you are going to find that fun out there too. But some of the comments from people on Twitter, my buddy Garrett Adelstein said, I'm embarrassed to be in the same industry as someone who is willing to look like that in hopes it makes them a few more dollars. Hint, it won't. What's worse, these guys have spawned a legion of fans willing to look similarly ridiculous because that's what the best apparently do. Also, Matt Berkey says, what confuses me is he is legit one of the best in the world. What are you hiding from? Ben Lamb also said, I think he should be disallowed in high rollers. Sunglasses have already been banned. Hard to make a rule for how much one can cover up, though. Phil Galfond said, yeah, too hard to make a rule. Can he cover his face with his hands? And then I said, would saying players shouldn't be covering their faces like they are hiding from the police for an extended period of time during a hand be that out of line of a rule? Dan Shak said, we need better rules in place for sure. Unfair. I can't wear an alligator mask. It only really covers my nose, but this guy gets the okay to look super uncircumcised. And now this led to the comment of the telecast by my man Ali Najad when he said that
I thought if they gave out an award for person who most resembles an uncircumcised penis when Vogel puts the hood up.
What are you doing?
Vogelsang should win an award for most resembling an uncircumcised penis. Now, Nick Schulman was a little critical of this comment, and I gotta say, this was fucking hilarious. Do feel bad for Vogelsang, nice guy. Like, this guy isn't causing no fucking issues, man. This guy isn't causing no problems except taking at the table every single hand and putting his damn hoodie up. But at the same time, I don't know. It is what it is, man. Let's take off the fucking hoodie. Maybe he's got his neck's pulsating or something, like spasming when he's in hand. I'm not sure what's going on with his neck. A next level solution was made here. Everybody naked, the only solution. I'm totally okay for naked poker. I am willing to play. Anyone out there, heads up, naked, pot limit Omaha. No, that's not true. Never mind. Let's move on. Next up, YouTube videos all over the internet are being plagued by Daniel Negreanu's Masterclass ad. If you use YouTube and you do not have an ad blocker, you've seen the Masterclass ad repetitively over and over and over and over. And this must be stopped. I don't know how much money they're spending on Masterclass ads, but to be honest, I don't know. I kind of enjoy hearing what he's got to say. Everything you do at the table conveys information. I'm kind of enjoying it in a secret kind of sick way, but it must be stopped. We've had enough. I bought 7 damn Masterclasses from Masterclass, so that's not true, but it's got to be stopped. All right, next story. Live at the Bike set a new record for most viewers ever tuned into its $1 million cash game. Last Friday night, they're playing 100-200, very deep stack poker, over $1 million on the table with some of the top players that we've come to know from Live at the Bike, including G-Man, Art, Andy, Berkey hopped in the mix there too. Man, my man Nick Vertucci was in the mix as well. I think the peak they had watching was about 8,000 people. A lot of great hands came from it. A lot of fun moments. Berkey was probably the star of the show. He was a little fired up. He got stuck a little bit, and then he started putting action in there. He was needling the other people for being nits. My man Prahlad Freeman was in the mix. He was unfortunately out of position against Berkey, and towards the end of the night, didn't necessarily put him in the best spot. But overall, I think it was a very fun show. We got a debut of a new guy who I haven't seen much before, Ralph Wong. Big shout out to Raph as well, too. And overall, man, really, really enjoyed what I got to see. Of course, we had G-Man, Garrett Adelstein, that middle seat, hunking it up in there with the big arms. I don't know, man. I feel like every time I see the kid, he's always putting a little extra centimeter or two on the biceps there, man. But overall, great stream. I thought it was an amazing poker to watch for the audience out there, for the fans of poker. I'm going to be doing an investigation video onto what makes Live at the Bike successful very soon. We're going to be talking with Berkey, like I said earlier, tomorrow on my podcast about the show, about what he thought, about the action. It was certainly a very tough lineup in that you had mostly regulars in the game, and then you had Nick Vertucci, who was a recreational player, but at the same time, this guy plays more poker than 99% of poker players out there. This guy's only getting better and better, and I applaud Nick for being that recreational player, stepping in there and saying like, hey, let's go battle. I'm willing. I'm not scared. I'm not going to fucking back down here. I like that a lot. You know, Ralph Wong, I don't know if he's a professional now. He used to work in the NBA. I'm not sure if he's only playing poker full time right now, but he certainly held his own as well there too. So a big shout out to Live at the Bike with the consistency, keeping up the great work, keep putting up high quality, consistent, high stakes poker with players that we're getting to know well, players that we're getting to be fans of, and some players who we probably don't want to see much anymore. But overall, all the guys on that show, I think we all kind of want to see what they have moving forward here. One big story that took place was there's Dan Smith's double up charity drive going on. Every year, Dan Smith has a charity drive. He raises a lot of money for charity. And last weekend, a DFS player, debatably one of the best in the world, Chipotle Addict, he pledged that he would donate half of his winnings from the weekend to the charity. And then this man won the big event for over $2 million. So now he's going to be donating over $1 million to the charity. And Chipotle Addict has done this in the past too. But it's just insane that he says, I'm calling it before it happens. I'm going to say I'm going to donate this amount of money. And then the man wins the event for $2 million. I mean, how much money does this guy have where he's just happily giving away $1 million ahead of time? So, but he's a crusher. He's very successful. Been in love with a little drama over there in the DFS world, but I haven't kept up with it too much in the past year. All I want to say is big shout out to Dan Smith for putting this charity drive on consistently. And you know what, man? The man's doing a lot of really good things out there. And I'll be very excited to talk with him Friday on the podcast and kind of catch up with him a little bit. And last story here, guys. So there was a viral sensation over on Twitter. There was a guy had like a creep shot recording, like he was recording some kind of backroom porno of a woman who was at the table, and she was talking about her interaction with Dan Shak, and she was taking some shots at Dan Shak's ex-wife and her shoe collection.
Tried to sue her for the $1 million of shoes. Did he really? He really did, yeah. In the divorce, he tried to take her shoe collection. And he even built her one of those frou-frou closets. I mean, I've got a frou-frou closet too. But I mean, she's got the frou-frou closet for like 500 pairs of shoes.
I think that was actually featured on a television show. That's how that was known. And then I saw her critiquing the Germans, and she was putting on, I don't know, but this lady took over the internet for a brief period of time. But took over the internet, I mean, people were talking about it. They were excited. They want me to get her on the podcast. I found out who she is, and you know what? I think me and her got to record something together. So I'll play a little bit of the clip in here and kind of work it in, show you a little bit about what she said exactly.
Fucking day. I've been here all fucking day. And I'm like, well, we all have too. All of us have been here. And that made him mad. I said, all of us have been here all the fucking day. Right. So what makes you think you're the poker guy?
But you affected his $1 million shoe buying.
But my big thing was, well, I kind of see this woman's being critical of these people, you know, kind of making fun of them and putting them down a little bit. Do people put her down then too? I mean, I don't know. It just seems like a thing where, on one hand, you know, we're celebrating that, but on the other hand, should I make a video taking shots at her? I don't want to, but I mean, is that what people like? They like. I guess they like that. I don't know. Not sure. But I gotta be honest. I kind of love her. Not sure if she's single or not, but if you are, hit me up, man. Big Poppy looking to take you out. I'm gonna treat you right, take you to a show, get you a drink, give you the Big Poppy treatment, man. You know what it is. All right, guys, that's it. We're wrapping up here on today's news show. Make sure you tune in tonight. Super High Rollerball Day 2 going down. Phil Hellmuth in the mix. Dan Negreanu. Ali in the mix as well. And the other chip lead as well, too. I'm excited for it. I'll be tweeting it out. Podcast coming up this week. Tune in, guys. Let me know what you think about the video below. Much love. Take care. Peace out. What the fuck I'm doing? Adios. I'm trying to act like a fucking idiot, apparently.